All right, so I'm John with I Love Colorado Beer, and I have with me here Ryan Seybold. Ryan, is that your correct pronunciation for your last name, Seybold?
Seybold, yep.
All right, and we also have Brian Lucas as well. They're with Big Bear Wine and Liquor. Would you guys introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about who you are?
Yeah, so I'm Brian Lucas. I'm with Big Bear Wine and Liquor. And then actually, so Ryan Seybold's with Big Bear Liquor West. So we actually have two different stores. He owns one, I own the other store.
Yeah, 30.
We can't hear you.
The microphone is off. Can't hear you.
We can't hear you.
There we go. That's better. Sorry about that. So would you tell us a little bit about what the Big Bear Brew Fest is?
Sure. So currently we have about 70 breweries participating in this year's Brew Fest, which is going to be awesome. It's up from about 60 last year. So super excited to have the second annual Big Bear Brew Fest at the Pueblo Convention Center. So.
Awesome, that's great. So when did you guys decide to start the beer festival? How did that come to be? Like where were you guys when you said, "Hey, let's start a beer festival"?
You know, I think it all kind of happened when we opened the store. You know, we got really into the different types of beer, different craft beer, got super excited about just the plethora of options there are, and realized that there wasn't a huge market, or there wasn't a lot of selection here in our town. But we knew the demand in the market actually was here, so we thought the best way to do that was just let's throw on a beer fest. Let's introduce these people what good beer is. So that's kind of how it came about. We talked about it, and it just kind of came to fruition.
So was that just last year that you guys did the first annual festival?
Yeah. Last year was the first. Took about a year to plan the first one. It went really well. We're so excited this year. I think we have a lot more breweries on board, a lot more unique brews that we're going to have at the fest.
Well, that's awesome. How do you even go about starting a beer festival? I mean, like if you're sitting around hanging out with your friends and you're like, "Hey, let's throw a beer festival," what's the first thing that you have to do to try and start that process?
Well, we initially reached out to a few of the breweries that we knew best, that we had great relationships with, and said, "Hey, this is the idea that we have. What are your thoughts?" And with that interest, we just took it from there. Started reaching out to more and more. When we got about 20 breweries on board that we knew were going to definitely be there, we just jumped in with both feet and decided, let's invite as many different breweries that we possibly can within Colorado, California. A bunch throughout the whole United States, so super excited.
So there's a lot of different festivals, especially in Colorado. What makes the Big Bear Brew Fest different from the other festivals that are in Colorado?
I think what makes ours a little different is we are at its infancy, and our market is like at its infancy too. So we have a lot of people that aren't just going for a drink fest; they're going to experience the different types of brews, and that's a lot of feedback we got from the other breweries, where they actually had conversations with the people drinking. So it wasn't just give me as much as you can drink. So there's just a lot of conversation. People are learning and being educated on what's out there, what's an IPA. They're just excited about it.
So do you think that the clientele for the Big Bear Brew Fest will be different than that for like the Great American Beer Fest or something like that?
I think you'll see a huge variety, which is cool with the different participants that are there, and not to mention the people that are actually going. We've seen people that were 70 years old at the Brew Fest last year, and brewers even talked about how cool and different it was to have people who truly wanted to know about the beer versus what Brian said. Getting hammered and not really caring about what the beer tastes like. So I think, in a sense, it's more about learning what the beer is like, because Pueblo is such a new market to craft beer versus with the Great American Beer Festival. There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different breweries that are awesome, but I think there's different agendas, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and we didn't want to be.
Go ahead.
I just said saying we didn't want to be gimmicky, so there's no gimmick. It's about the beer. That's what our fest is about.
And about the charity too. Charity is
Certainly, yeah. That was going to be one of the questions that I had for you guys. Would you tell us a little bit about the Homefront Cares and what that is?
So Homefront Cares is an organization out of Colorado Springs. It's a military organization that helps the guys that are coming home, and if even if they're out deployed and they need a simple $100 bill paid or just simple stuff. I think that's sometimes where with charities they miss. They always sometimes people feel like they have to make a big splash, and with Homefront Cares, the cool thing about them is that it's simple things that they give either money to, or they'll go help and fix a garage door or whatever that might be.
Awesome. So if people want any more information about the Homefront Cares, they can just go to the homefrontcares.org to get some more information about that. So how many breweries are actually coming to the festival? You said it one time, but remind us again.
There's going to be currently right now there's 81 different breweries that'll be there, which will be huge.
Yeah, that's a really big number. Do you have a brief list of some of those for us? Not to put you on the spot right there, but.
Yep. So we have so Ballast Point will be there. A small little brewery out of Alamosa, San Luis Valley Brewery. Another small brewery, 3 Barrel out of Del Norte, Colorado. And then we got guys like Stone, New Belgium, Oscar Blues, Odell's. Obviously some of the big ones, but the cool part is we get some of those smaller guys who are just starting, even a small brewery down in Trinidad called Dodgington Creek as well. So,
well, I think it's awesome that you guys have that variety of small microbreweries and Oscar Blues and Stone and some of the bigger ones. I think that's a great way to showcase a lot of those different breweries like that all together. So, and 81 is a big number. That's going to be an amazing festival.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. It's going to be packed. Sales are going really well, and we hope to sell out before the fest. So
you guys decided to do your festival in 2 different sessions. The first session is going to be from 12:30 to 4 with general admission at 1, and the second session is from 5 to 8:30 with general admission at 5:30. Why did you guys decide to break it up into 2 separate sessions like that?
Well, I think we really wanted to get as many people as we possibly could. Convention Center is an indoor venue during the winter, so we felt like with having 2 sessions, it opens it up to, up to 3,500 people potentially that could go to the Brew Fest. So with 2 different sessions, it gives us a little bit more flexibility with the amount of people that can actually go.
And we didn't want it too crowded feeling. So, I mean, there's nothing worse than being like a sardine and you can't get around, you can't, visit with the brewer. So the 2 sessions just made it better for everybody.
Well, are you guys going to have any like special games or anything like that there at the festival, like cornhole or anything?
There's a few surprises still up our sleeve, which would be exciting for the participants.
Great. What about like bands or anything like that? Are you going to have a band playing or live music or anything?
No live music. With it being an indoor facility, it's just not really well made for that particular. We thought about doing it, but the first year with the crowd noise and stuff like that, people were excited about how not loud it was. With it being with carpet on the ground, I mean, it just was a nice, comfortable environment, and we didn't want to have music slamming in the background. So,
well, that definitely makes sense. With being indoors like that, you can get too loud too quick. That's for sure. So, if our listeners wanted to get tickets or find out more information, what's the best way for people to find out about the festival?
So they can go to pueblobrewfest.com. There's a link there, or you go there, it has all the information, different sessions, prices, the different breweries that are on board. We even have some hotel packages, some information on that if you want to stay. What's unique and awesome about this venue is the hotel is connected right to the convention center. So if you do have a little too much to drink, you just walk up, to the elevator, go to your room, and everything's fine. And you can
hypothetically speaking there, of course, right?
Absolutely. And then you can also find us on Facebook, Pueblo Brew, Big Bear Brew Fest.
Great. Are you guys on Twitter or any other social media or anything like that?
Yeah, we're on it all. We're on Instagram. If you go to Big Bear Wine, we're on Facebook, Big Bear. If you search out Big Bear, you'll find us.
Yeah, these days you kind of have to be out there on every social media possible. So, but yeah, getting your information out there, that's awesome. So, so yeah, that's great. I really appreciate you guys doing an interview with us, and we look forward to the festival. And that's going to be on November 21st in the Pueblo Convention Center. And again, the first session starts at 12:30 for the VIPs, and you can get any more information that you'd like from their website or from Facebook or anything like that. Thanks a lot, guys. Oh, go ahead. Is there anything that we missed that you wanted to talk about that we haven't talked about yet?
Just a couple things. So we are going to be doing a toy drive there with it being so close to Christmas. Any participant that wants to bring toys, we're going to be doing a toy drive. We obviously couldn't do it without one big sponsor, Loaf and Jug, is on board with us, and we appreciate that. So, just bring the toys. It's for the kids as well, and it's just for have a good time. So.
Awesome. Well, is there anything else that we haven't talked about that you guys wanted to mention?
Yeah, possibly. So the VIP tickets include a special VIP area. So not only 30 minutes early, we have some specialty brews that we're going to have there. One being a keg of Pliny. So.
Wow, a Pliny the Elder?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's an amazing beer. That's very sought after.
Yeah, so that should be a little bit of an incentive to get in there.
I think I saw on your website they get like a special glass or a T-shirt or something like that. Is that correct for VIP?
Yeah, they'll get a T-shirt with that along with the bag. So a little bit extra for the VIP, and to have that specialty keg, Pliny, that's a big deal. So.
Yeah, that certainly is a big deal, and you get in ahead of everybody else. You don't have to put up with the riffraff of all the other general admission folks.
Yeah.
There'll be a separate VIP entrance this year compared to what we had last year, so it'll make it a little bit easier for those folks as well.
Nice. Well, Ryan and Brian, I appreciate you guys doing the interview with us and sharing this information with our listeners, and we look forward to the festival.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.